From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest, or welcome to Good Morning Northwest, as I should say. We have a new fire burning in the region now. Of course, the Red Bridge fire was burning outside of Cle Elum, but this one now, the Hatch Grade fire, burning in southwestern Walla Walla County. Now look, what I'm about to show you, this is unofficial information. This is coming from dispatchers and size estimates. The first responders on scene said they felt like this fire was 2 acres by 2 acres, or excuse me, 2 miles by 2 miles, and that was a conservative estimation. So you convert that to acreage, maybe around 4,000 acres. We don't have much word on containment. Apple Valley News Now is working to learn more, but again, that would be in southwestern Walla Walla County outside of Touchy. Then let's take it up to Kittitas County. The Red Bridge fire, this one 53 acres, containment went up to 60%. That's great news, and the evacuations reduced, but still level 2B set evacuations for Loping Lane, Nordic Lane, Arrowleaf Lane, Will Road. We have more information about this online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Quickly on to the winds that are a driving factor for this fire in southwestern Walla Walla County. So we'll continue to watch the winds there very closely. They're going to ramp up later today, especially after 2 p.m. Right now, temperatures 50s and 60s for lower elevations. Pretty comfortable. Later today, we're going to end up in the 70s and 80s. Bottom line for the forecast, more dangerous fire weather in the Kittitas Valley today and tomorrow. And high temperatures steady, maybe some rainfall at the beginning of next week. Lots to talk about on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And right now on Good Morning Northwest, breaking news overnight, a massive house fire in Richland. Crews coming in to battle that blaze from across the Tri-Cities. We have the details on what we know so far.
Also, a fast-moving brush fire in West Richland forcing evacuations with strong winds throughout the night, presenting even more challenges for firefighters. And the latest details coming up.
Plus, a SWAT operation in Kennewick leads to the arrest of 3 people, including 2 suspects that they didn't know were even there. They had felony warrants and they were taken into custody. We have all the details coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica DeLal.
I'm Jade Elliott, and we do begin with breaking news that we are continuing to follow this morning. And we start out of Richland, where that breaking news is coming from. Crews responding to a large house fire there.
And crews are at the scene right now, so take a look at your screen.
Details still pretty limited in regards to what has been released about this fire, but we do know that firefighters from Richland, along with units from Kennewick, Pasco, and Benton County, all responding to this fire.
And we're told this appears to be a total loss. A ladder truck has been deployed to attack the fire from above.
Now you see it right there on your screen. Richland police also responding right now. We don't have any word on injuries or many details in regards to the fire.
And the cause of the fire is still under investigation as well, so stay with us on Good Morning Northwest as we continue to keep you updated as we learn more.
Also right now, crews are on scene of a wind-driven urban interface fire in Findlay. That is an area of Findlay where vegetation kind of meets the city limits and some residential areas. Right now, we're being told this fire has burned about 15 acres and there are some structures that have been threatened.
According to Benton County Fire District 1, some outbuildings were damaged or lost.
Now, crews telling us just moments ago that this fire now is 100% contained, but they are going to stay on scene for a couple more hours, continuing to mop up, monitor hotspots, and they tell us they're going to be patrolling this area periodically throughout the day as well.
And stay with us for updates on this fire as well. Now to a fire watch that continues out of West Richland, a large brush fire that's triggered evacuations near Clark Court in North Lake.
That's right. So as of this morning, strong winds still making it tough for firefighters to really gain good control on this fire, though the progress towards the Yakima River appears to have been stopped.
Progress of the fire is stopped. What that means is there's still crews are out there monitoring around the structures, making sure nothing pops back up. They're monitoring the area, looking for hot spots, doing some mop-up stuff, but they're not quite ready to call this fire contained because there is some pretty good wind in the area.
The fire first broke out around 8 p.m. last night, and our team was there just minutes later, so make sure you take a look at your screen.
Yeah, details limited. No reports of any homes lost, but we have heard that maybe some outbuildings were damaged by this fire.
16 fire units were on scene working to fight this fire.
Evacuations were ordered shortly after the fire started. A level 2 evacuation order was put into place for people living in the area of the 3900 block of Clark Court to Riverside Drive. Those people were told to be prepared to leave if necessary.
Shelter has been made available for affected residents at Temple Baptist Church. And as of now, the fire has not been declared contained and acreage affected has also not been confirmed.
Be sure to stay with us here on Good Morning Northwest and Apple Valley News Now and on our website as we continue to get updates from fire crews on scene in regards to this North Lake fire in West Richland. 6:05 now to a crime alert out of Kennewick, where police say a multi-agency operation unfolded just yesterday with the Tri-Cities Regional SWAT team assisting in executing a search warrant. Take a look from the scene. Happened around 4 p.m. on West 4th Avenue between South Moraine Street and South Union Street. Detectives had tracked a wanted man to that location, but then the operation took a turn.
When they attempted to contact him, he barricaded himself inside with 2 other people. They continued to barricade and refused to exit the residence. So a couple of NFDDs, noise flash diversionary devices, were deployed to try to elicit a response. After the second one, all 3 subjects came out.
KPD identifying the 3 people taken into custody as Sergio Flores, Samuel Flores, and Rochelle Villa. Police say 2 additional suspects were found there. They were also wanted with felony warrants tied to criminal history and drug offenses. All 3 taken into custody.
Now to Yakima, police are searching for a woman and young boy considered missing and at risk. Maribel Rodriguez Perez was last seen on June 4th around 10 a.m. She was at the Thomas supermarket off South 5th in Yakima and then seen boarding a Greyhound bus to L.A. with 6-year-old Kleber Rondon Rodriguez. Police say Maribel does not have permission to take Kleber out of Washington. And Kleber weighs about 52 pounds and has brown hair and brown eyes. Investigators believe the bus had already arrived in Los Angeles by the time that police became aware. The Yakima Police Department is now working with multiple agencies to help locate them. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest. Across the U.S., hundreds are taking to the streets marching against ICE raids and military deployment, including right here in Washington state. And coming up, we'll take a look at the unrest making its way all across the country.
And giving that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will be back after the break with your first alert forecast. It is 7 minutes after 6 on this Thursday morning.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Right now at Meredith Furniture, it's a buy one, get one free deal you don't want to miss. Buy one comfy recliner starting at just $599 and get the second one free. Yup, totally free. Tons of colors, loads of styles. Come in and find your favorite. But hurry, deals this good don't stick around forever. Kick back in not one, but 2 recliners. Because one just isn't enough.
Meredith Furniture on South Burson, Washington, right next to Hobby Lobby.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
Most people who have lived through an opioid overdose have something in common. They didn't do it alone. Someone was there when they OD'd. Someone had naloxone. Someone called for help. So, if you use opioids like fentanyl, know who your someone is. Use with them when you can. Have naloxone with you. And make sure your someone is ready to help you if you need it. Just like you would for them.
Regain your quality of life with expert spine care at Prosser Memorial Health. Neurological spine surgeon Dr. David Yam, with over 20 years of experience, specializes in comprehensive spine care, minimally invasive surgery, and disc replacement. Dr. Yam is now seeing patients at our new Spine Center locations in Prosser and Walla Walla. Call 509-786-5599 today to schedule your appointment. New, returning, and second opinion patients welcome. The new Spine Center at Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and step you through the smoke forecast over the next few days. I know a lot of us in the Tri-Cities woke up this morning and we smelled the smoke from some of those fires within the Tri-Cities, but there's another fire that's burning. In fact, there's another set of fires that are burning, one on the Wasco and Klickitat County line, another one on the Gillum and Sherman County line. So with their proximity to the Morrow County foothills, look at what's going to happen, especially with the winds coming out of the north and west today. So by the time we get to 4 p.m., 5 p.m., that's when we can start to see haze and even a little bit of smoke increasing for the Oregon counties that we serve. Okay, and then as we head into the overnight hours, some of that could spread off into Walla Walla County as well, although at that point it would be pretty light haze. Now the cycle for tomorrow looking like it's going to be the same. During the afternoon, winds pick up out of the north and west. That streams all the smoke to the south and east, and that could once again primarily impacting Morrow County, but it could spread up into Umatilla County and Walla Walla County as well. You can see hour by hour forecast in your neck of the woods by downloading the First Alert Weather app, which you can get for free in the App Store or on Google Play. You can also see air quality and smoke forecasting. So for today, mostly sunny. Of course, we touched on a little bit of the haze. High temperatures still above average, but only by about 5 degrees. For tonight, we'll have some shower chances, specifically for the mountains and foothills. Again, haze becoming a little bit more widespread in the foothills. Overnight lows a bit cooler compared to the past few nights, with 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s, 40s, and 50s up in the mountains. And I will show you the uptick in fire weather concerns over the next couple of days, especially in the Kittitas Valley, coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 12 minutes after 6 now, and Marines will be deployed to LA before the end of the week. The news coming from the U.S. Northern Command as the city remains the focal point for nationwide anti-ICE protests.
Demonstrators arguing that ICE should stop mass deportations, and the Trump administration saying it's necessary because entering the U.S. illegally is a crime.
LA officials say the daytime protests have been pretty calm, but when night falls, it's a different story.
Maribel Gonzalez is in LA with the latest.
Anti-ICE demonstrations continue in Los Angeles, and so do protester detainments. Police say they declared an unlawful assembly outside City Hall just before last night's curfew.
Once nightfall comes in particular, we start to see others come out who are intent on violence and intent on disruption.
That's a stark contrast to daytime yesterday. Officials say the vast majority of demonstrators are law-abiding.
Thank you for your service.
Our role is to protect everybody's First Amendment rights, and a lot of people have come out and respected that and expressed their feelings in a peaceful way.
The chief says police have not yet needed help from National Guard members. Now, U.S. Northern Command says Marines will soon be deployed to L.A.
Left-wing radicals waving foreign flags viciously attacked ICE and Border Patrol agents as well as Los Angeles police officers.
Protests are also happening in other cities, like Spokane, Washington, which had an emergency curfew last night, and Indianapolis, where demonstrators gathered outside an NBA Finals game. Protesters say they want ICE to stop deporting people whose only crime was entering the U.S. illegally.
None of my family are criminals, or if anything, they're the most hardworking people I've ever met in my life.
In Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
Now, as mentioned, demonstrators took to the streets in Seattle last night, gathering first in Cal Anderson Park to denounce the recent ICE raids and the Trump administration's decision to deploy military forces in LA.
Yeah, the event began pretty peacefully with hundreds in the crowd. They were all there before the scheduled start was even there at 7 p.m. Some were giving speeches, others preparing to march through the city.
And by 8:15, protesters were on the move, blocking traffic on Pine Street while a helicopter tracked their movement from above, and the group's destination was initially initially unknown, but they eventually reached the Henry M. Jackson Federal Building around 9 p.m.
And that is where tensions began to rise. Take a look at your screen. You see it there. A small number of masked individuals started dragging garbage cans into the street and then chairs and tables from nearby buildings.
Police held back at first, but moved in after dumpsters were tipped over, with one being set on fire at 3rd Avenue and Marion Street.
Seattle Police confirming 8 arrests were made and are now being investigated for assault and obstruction.
And we'll keep you updated as more updates come in. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will be back with your first alert full weather forecast. That is after the break in just a few minutes.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
A flight over some amazing flowers.
Modeled after formal European-style gardens.
Summer Gardens on Fly the Northwest.
There's not much like it in the Northwest.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next ET, Sydney Sweeney's sneak peek at Euphoria Season 3. Plus, the summer box office gets even cuter. We're with the cast of the live-action How to Train Your Dragon.
Next ET. Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, just another update. It's really not an update. I just wanted to talk about it again. The Hatch Grade fire that's burning outside of Touche in southwestern Walla Walla County. The acreage, the unofficial acreage estimation right now is 4,000 acres. And so, again, Apple Valley News Now continues to work to get more information on that fire. We could have more fires starting and spreading quickly for today and tomorrow, especially in the Kittitas Valley. That's where we're going to see the best or the worst combination of the dry air, the dry vegetation, and also the strong wind gusts. So for today, again, it's already windy for this morning, but the peak of the strongest gusts going to be from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Peak gust around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. Shout out to the Morrow County foothills where those gusts could be around 45 miles per hour. Then for tomorrow, it's going to be the same deal. It's probably going to start off breezy / windy, but the peak of the peak gusts going to be from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. The strongest wind gusts, once again, in the Kittitas Valley, those peak gusts around 50 miles per hour. Thankfully, the winds are going to be lighter as we head into Saturday, a little bit of a reprieve. Okay, let's show you Futurecast radar for today. Not much happening for today, but for tonight, could see some showers. Personally, I'm thinking that the best chances are going to be in the foothills and mountains. Futurecast a little bit more ambitious, putting some of these showers in the basin, so we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But whatever happens, rainfall amounts are going to be pretty negligible out there. In fact, Not much rain in the forecast for the next 7 days. Now there's a slightly better chance of showers for Tuesday, especially for the valleys, the Cascades, and the Blues. That's another situation where we'll see how it pans out, but I'm not expecting us to pick up that much rainfall in the grand scheme of things. But it's nice to see rain chances nonetheless, especially around this time of the year. High temperatures not nearly as extreme as they were to start off this week, still warmer than normal, but we'll keep it about 3 to 5-ish degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year over the next 7 days. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A dry forecast with highs in the mid to upper 80s, and also seeing some breezy conditions today, tomorrow. Some of that picks back up for next week. In Yakima, highs in the low to mid 80s over the next week, and tracking small shower chances for Tuesday. In Ellensburg, more dangerous fire weather today and tomorrow. Calmer winds Saturday through Monday, then maybe picking up again next week. Then in Hermiston, turning a bit hazy due to some of those fires off to our west, especially with the winds coming out of the north and west. So maybe a bit hazy for tomorrow. We'll see if that sustains itself past Friday. That really hinges on the containment efforts of those fires. Then in Walla Walla, highs in the low to mid 80s as our forecast stays mostly dry.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, she had the unofficial song of the summer last year, and just in time for this summer, she's announcing she's releasing new music. We have all the details coming up in your entertainment news.
At Denver Mattress, we believe improving your sleep life should be easy and affordable. And during summer savings, the deals are really starting to heat up. Check out the budget-friendly Summit Queen, easy on the wallet for only $299.99. Take $75 off any Buena Vista. Plus, score a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Or make your cash go further with 48 months no-interest financing and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Your life matters, and there are people ready to listen. Together, as schools, law enforcement, faith leaders, and community members, we are committed to making sure no young person feels alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother, anytime, anywhere.
Visit neverabother.org for resources and support. Remember, you're never a bother.
Summer's almost here, and so is your next Subaru. The countdown to summer sales event is on at McCurley Subaru of Yakima, and the time is running out to lock in today's prices before potential market changes hit. Get ready for sunshine, road trips, and serious summer savings, like on a new 2025 Subaru Forester today for only $344 a month. Summer's coming fast. Lock in your deal today. McCurley Subaru of Yakima, your way home.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
624, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines this morning, we start with some sad news as one of the co-founders and members of the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, has passed away.
Wilson's family announced his passing on the music icon's official website yesterday. A cause of death was not released.
In 1961, Wilson and his cousin Mike Love wrote the song Surfin'. The pair later recorded the song with the Wilsons brothers, along with Al Jardine.
So many classics from the Beach Boys, right? The group later became known as the Beach Boys. Wilson was known as the creative force behind the iconic band's surf sound.
In 2023, Rolling Stone magazine named Wilson one of the 200 greatest singers of all time. He was 82 years old. An actor has also passed away. Harris Yulin has died at the age of 87. His manager says he died on Tuesday from cardiac arrest.
Yulin spent decades in the entertainment industry. He earned an Emmy nomination for his role on Frasier in 1996.
But Yulin is probably best known as the angry judge in 1989's Ghostbusters 2. Some of his other work includes Scarface, Clear and Present Danger, and Training Day.
And leading up to his death, Yulin was preparing for a new TV series with Laura Linney and Kevin Kline, and it was titled American Classic.
All right, Grammy-winning pop singer Sabrina Carpenter has announced her new album, Man's Best Friend, will drop on August 29th. She released the album's lead single, Man-Child, just last week.
The song quickly shot to #1 on Spotify's U.S. and global charts. Carpenter's 2024 album, Short and Sweet, and its single, Espresso, earned her 6 Grammy nominations.
The 26-year-old won for Best Pop Solo Performance and Best Pop Vocal Album. It also sold 10 million albums.
Man's Best Friend is her 7th studio album.
And we are so excited.
We are excited.
I can't wait to hear. She's like kind of like a Taylor Swift, you know, she's going to be bashing a lot of her ex-boyfriends. So I'm here for this. I'm ready to hear it and see what she has to say.
Yeah.
It's all in fun. Yeah.
It's all in fun.
Yeah.
Unless it's about you.
Yeah,
then it's not.
Not as fun.
All right, we still have much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, more details coming out of Kennewick and Findlay as multiple fires continue to burn this morning. We have what we know so far from crews.
Plus, a disturbing new phone scam is hitting Grandview. Residents report hearing a woman crying and then a demand for gift cards. All the bizarre details coming up in just a few minutes.
Welcome to Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where we're celebrating by offering savings up to 45% off.
Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years.
This week at Walker's.
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes. Reveal 7 sevens and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. Thanks to new Natrol Sleep and Restore, which helps me be this me, this me, this me. I'm kidding. To be my best at all of this, I have to be my best at this. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol.
New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
It's Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where you can buy like friends and family with savings up to 45% off.
Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years.
It's a great time to save at Walker's.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
And you are just on a roll.
Killing it.
Thank you so much.
In fuego.
Yes, yes. Well, our 3-degree guarantee is sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. I hit another, I wouldn't call this a threshold, but 1,100, that's a nice round number. Yesterday, I went with a forecast high of 94 in Pasco Tri-Cities. It verified at 93. Jackpot went up, woohoo. So for today, forecast high of 88 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If the actual high lands between 85 to 91, jackpot's going to reach 1125. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. I wanted to touch on this once again. Hatch grade fire burning in southwestern Walla Walla County. Acreage estimation 4,000. We're still working to learn details on this, but the winds would certainly promote this fire to spread off towards the north and east. So we'll continue, like I mentioned, to keep tabs on that very closely. We could have additional fires starting or spreading very quickly for today and tomorrow, especially in the Kittitas Valley, as the winds there shooting down the mountain gap out of the north and west between 40 to 50 miles per hour, at least the gust. You combine that with the drier and dry vegetation, and again, fires could start or spread very quickly. We have multiple evacuations in the area. It's good to know the difference, especially between level 2 and level 3. Level 2 means be set, have the go bags packed. Level 3 means you have to go ASAP. So in the go bags, necessary prescriptions or meds, change of clothes, eyeglasses, contact lens, flashlight with extra batteries, and a battery-powered radio, just to name a few things. A lot of things that should go in the go bag. Back to temperatures for this morning, 50s and 60s in lower elevations, feels pretty good. Later today, 70s and 80s. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. I'll touch on just how dry our vegetation is for today. All that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, we are following another developing fire this morning, this one burning just off Glade North Road.
Yeah, crews on scene working to keep a haystack fire under control. Take a look.
We're told fire teams will remain there through the morning to monitor any flare-ups.
Right now, we are being told that no structures are being threatened, but the smoke could linger in the area throughout the day. You probably even notice it if you're heading out the door right now, the kind of the smell of smoke because of a number of fires burning around our area right now, kind of causing that lingering smoke in our air right now. So we're going to continue to track the latest developments on this fire, as well as a number of others that we're watching this morning.
Also, an update on breaking news developing this morning. We told you about it previously. In Kennewick, fire crews are battling an apartment fire. This is at the 900 block of North Cleveland Street.
Kennewick Fire asking people to avoid the area right now as they remain on scene.
And top-story residents were seen jumping out of the apartment windows, desperate to escape the flames. But in a new update, authorities say minor injuries were reported, but all occupants in the complex were evacuated just in time.
Yeah, so still a very active scene, as you can imagine. We'll keep a close eye on it throughout the morning. Investigation into how this fire started is underway as we speak. And another continuing coverage story that we're following closely, the manhunt for Travis Decker continues. He is the Wenatchee man accused of killing his 3 young daughters.
Now, just after 4 p.m. yesterday, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Morrison and U.S. Marshal Chief Brown held a press conference addressing the search for Decker.
Yeah, in that press conference, Sheriff Morrison said he believes that Decker is still on the run, and he hopes he is watching the press conference, saying, quote, "There is nowhere he can go that units won't be waiting."
At this time, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office is going to deviate our resources back to the investigation, working closely with the Chelan County Prosecutor's Office to ensure our case for murder and kidnapping are ready to go, ready to be presented, while our partners with the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol is going to continue to keep their units on the ground.
Part of that is to include deploying our rapidly advancing manhunt program. That program brings resources from all over to include funding to support your community, the Sheriff's Department, Border Patrol, and all the other resources so we can navigate the terrain and locate and apprehend the fugitive.
The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office is continuing to help with the search, and the U.S. Marshals have now launched what they're calling a rapidly advancing manhunt program with national and international support. Now to local crime, the Grandview Police Department is warning the public about an intense new phone scam that's going on in the area. Residents may receive a call and hear a female voice crying. Another person then takes the phone, claiming a family member has been involved in an assault or car accident. The scammer will instruct the person they're calling, to meet up without giving a location, only directing the resident to begin driving, and that directions will follow. Ultimately, the scammer will then ask for gift cards to be purchased, and if you receive a phone call like this, you are advised to hang up and contact authorities immediately. In Yakima now, turning our attention to the city's growing budget deficit, the city council met Tuesday night to discuss the multi-million-dollar topic. If nothing is done about $9 million shortfall for 2026, the city could see major service cuts. That includes closing Fire Station 92, eliminating gang and narcotics units, shutting down public pools, and scaling back parks, also youth programs and maintenance. City staff presented 3 options. Number 1 is cut $9 million in services. Number 2, make smaller cuts and ask voters to approve levies for public safety and parks. And 3, ask voters to approve a full city services levy, avoiding any cuts at all. For a typical West Valley home, the full levy would mean about $25 more per month, but no cuts to city services.
I think a lot of the members of the public aren't aware. We're not like the county or we're like the state. Cities are formed by their residents. The amenities in a city are decided by the people who live here, what kind of services they want to provide. For many years, they believed they were of value and there was enough funding to maintain those things. Now is the time to determine if the community still thinks those things are of value, to support them or not.
The final decision may go to voters this November, and we'll keep you updated on what becomes of that. Making a difference this morning, a courtroom at the Benton County District Court was a little louder than usual.
Yeah, it's all because they celebrated 3 new graduates from their Benton County Mental Health Court program.
So this program is uniquely tailored to each participant's needs, helping them take the right steps forward.
One of the graduates, Aaron Barclay Howell, says getting treatment through the program helped him overcome his struggles with addiction.
And now he looks to stay on the right path after graduation.
Will continue to take my meds and meet with my counselor and at the methadone clinic, as well as continue going to NA and church, as well as spend lots of time with my children and their mom.
And at the end of the program, each graduate gets to shred their criminal charges. Congrats to them.
Absolutely.
Coming up next in Good Morning Northwest, big changes coming to Benton County with the hope of bringing more people to the Tri-Cities. Our Dan Hansen will have all the details coming up in just a few minutes.
Give you that live look outside this morning. Beautiful start to our Thursday. That shot coming from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. At 6:37, we come back. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have a look at your first alert forecast.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Boom! Some munch for you.
Sounds like someone's got the munchies.
Is it too much to ask for you to play a little bit better?
Wouldn't make much difference with your aim.
Hard to miss your big head.
Okay. Hey, we said no head jokes. Build your own munchie meal.
Or get mine.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn. Bulldog tough.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick up a copy from our employee owners in store today. 28-ounce Gatorades are 4 for $5. 12-ounce Red Bull drinks are 3 for $8. Get a Heinz picnic pack for $5.99. Best Way's 16-foot pool is just $329.99. And Yakima Bates Rooster Tail 6-pack is just $11.99. Plus save in the bonus zone on Werner Jerky and Dawn Dish Soap. Save store-wide through June 16th with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
14.9% of American men are in fair or poor health. Could this be you? There's more about men's health now at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Are you ready to revolutionize your career in digital advertising? Join Morgan Murphy's dynamic team at Apple Valley News Now, where innovation meets opportunity. At Apple Valley News Now, we're leading the charge in connected television and digital sales, helping local businesses thrive in today's growing and evolving market. If you're passionate about digital solutions and driving revenue growth, we want to hear from you. Check us out now at morganmurphymedia.com/current-openings to begin your journey.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Our skilled technicians service all makes and models, and we guarantee you'll be happy when our work is complete. If your old AC is a throwback, save now on a new energy-efficient Daikin Fit system. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
You know I'm never afraid to lay it on thick. Like with my 100% beef patty melt with 2 melty cheeses and grilled onions all on my famous toasted sourdough. It's beefy, it's melty, and it's back. Starting at $5.49. Get so much more. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
It's time to lose your generic weather app. Scan this QR code to download the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app. It's the app you need from the team you trust.
The Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app, only from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Next live, Orlando Bloom from Deep Cover and Jason Isaacs from the White Lotus. Plus, Steve Patterson hits the streets to help dads for Father's Day.
Takes a village.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Pretty much the exact same as yesterday's forecast, albeit a little bit cooler. The winds a little bit lighter. Not in the Kittitas Valley. They could still peak gust around 50 miles per hour. In the Yakima Valley, peak gusts out of the north and west between 25 to 30 miles per hour. Highs in the mid-80s, mostly sunny skies. In the lower Columbia Basin will be a bit closer to 90 and a bit breezy here with winds out of the west between 25 to 35 miles per hour. Now, some of the windiest conditions other than the Kittitas Valley are going to be in the Morrow County foothills. Peak gust here out of the north and west up around 45 miles per hour. And some of those winds could bring smoke from the fires burning in Gillum and Sherman and Klickitat and Wasco County. Some of that smoke could come down into the Morrow County foothills, maybe into portions of Umatilla County as well. 'Tis the season, right? Speaking of that, here's today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember, 100% would indicate each microclimate's driest vegetation since the turn of the century. We're going to be into the 97th percentile today in the Cascades. We would say that is a significant level of vegetation dryness by fire season standards. The rest of us still in that elevated category. Thankfully, those numbers going down for tomorrow with some small rain chances, and we have some more small rain chances at the beginning of next week, so hopefully that'll also help out with these numbers.
There's a lot going on.
Yes.
All right, 6:42. Hey, if you've been to the Benton County Fairgrounds lately, you've probably noticed there's a lot going on out there.
From monster trucks to reptile expos, the calendar is busier than ever, and now big upgrades are underway to keep that momentum going.
The county is investing $3 million to improve parking and accessibility just in time for this year's fair in August. But the bigger change comes after the fair, a full rebuild of the grandstand at McDaniel Arena.
Yes, you're looking at right there on your screen. The $9 million project will double seating to 6,000, add new restrooms, concessions, and modernize the lighting and sound.
Ooh, it also means saying goodbye to the original mural and saloon-style facade, though fair officials say they plan to preserve that heritage in the new design.
The mural that's on front of Sundowns right now, our primary focus and goal with that is we're going to have that digitized. And it's going to be, that mural will be part of the new grandstands. It'll just be through a digital representation of it.
Very cool. French says that he wants to make sure everyone knows that the chutes over the rodeo area there are not going away. Designs for the new arena haven't been released yet, but French says that he does expect them soon. So we'll keep you updated. I know. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, it's time for your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Giving you that live look outside from the Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richlands Columbia Point, overlooking the iconic paddle boat there on the mighty Columbia. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full First Alert forecast. Josh Forecast. That's what I like to call him.
That's me.
Josh Forecast. I know. He's going to break it down for you coming up after the break at 6:44.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we stay up to date on the latest research and we offer cutting-edge therapies. We treat a number of different conditions, specifically Parkinson's disease, stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, fibromyalgia, diabetes. We also treat folks dealing with cognitive decline due to aging.
We all have dreams and ideas about how life is going to be, and then life happens, and it's not necessarily what we pictured. So how do we deal with that? I've lived with multiple sclerosis for years. It's realizing that it's all one system. How do you reset your goals so that you can live a happy, healthy life even with chronic illness? And I can attest, yes, you can. My life is incredibly happy.
We first start by improving oxygen utilization in the cells because healthy cells are well oxygenated. We then work towards improving areas of the brain that are inefficient, and for this we use a number of different modalities. We offer oxygen contrast therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, transcranial photobiomodulation, and our latest addition, brain high-intensity interval training.
We also build a schedule for the patient that makes it easy to adapt their game plan to their lives and the therapies they do inside the clinic. To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Apple Valley News Now is Kennewick.
Apple Valley News Now is Richland.
Apple Valley News Now is Walla Walla.
Our broadcast center may be here in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the Blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be, leading the way with local news you trust. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
An amazing garden on Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, we continue to monitor that fire that's burning in southwestern Walla Walla County. We'll have more to say about that at the end of the show, but additional fires could start or spread for today and tomorrow, especially in the Kittitas Valley. That's where we'll have just a terrible combination of strong winds, dry air, and dry vegetation, so please exercise all that fire safety. Here's a wind gust forecast for today. Keep in mind that, the winds are breezy / windy for this morning, but the peak of the peak, the cream of the crop, is going to be from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., especially in the Kittitas Valley. Peak gust around 50 miles per hour, around 45 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. Then for tomorrow, we do the same thing. This time, same principle applies. The peak of the strongest gust is going to be from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., but the day could start off breezy or windy as well. Peak gust around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 35 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. Okay, now let's talk about some rain chances that we'll have for this evening into tomorrow. Futurecast picking up on some showers, maybe in the lower valley, maybe in the basin. I think that's pretty ambitious. Me personally, I think the better chances for showers going to be in the foothills and the mountains, but we'll certainly see how this pans out. Now, whatever does pan out, if rain does fall, it's not going to be very much at all. In fact, we don't have much rain in the forecast at all over the next 7 days, except for on Tuesday. It looks like a slightly better chance of rainfall, but I think accumulation amounts, at least for lower elevations, not going to be very impressive. But we will take any rainfall we can get around this time of the year, especially with active fires now burning in our region. Thankfully, high temperatures not doing anything extreme like they were at the beginning of this week, still above normal for this time of the year, but only by about, I'd say, 3 to 5-ish degrees. So we'll take that. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A dry forecast with highs in the mid to upper 80s. And we'll see some breezy conditions today, tomorrow, maybe picking back up starting next week. In Yakima, highs in the low to mid 80s over the next week and tracking small shower chances for Tuesday. In Ellensburg, more dangerous fire weather today and tomorrow. Calmer winds Saturday through Monday, then maybe the winds picking up again next week. In Hermiston, turning a bit hazy due to the Rowena fire by Friday. And again, that's one of the main fires burning to the west of our area. So with the winds coming out of the north and west, that could put some haze in Hermiston by Friday. We'll see if that sustains itself past that. Then for Walla Walla, highs in the low to mid 80s as our forecast stays mostly dry, but we'll also see what happens to air quality because of the adjacent fire. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the defense rests in the Karen Read murder case. The jury will soon decide her fate.
Without the jury, we'll have our charge conference here in person. Then I'll give you the rest of the day to get your closing arguments ready.
Read, after court telling cameras, she feels confident.
I feel good about the jury. Yeah, we selected them. I was there. I took part in it.
Karen Read is accused of hitting her police officer boyfriend John O'Keefe with her SUV, leaving him to die in the snow after a night of drinking. The last witness of the trial, an accident reconstructionist, on cross-examination telling the jury he doesn't think O'Keefe's injuries were caused by a car.
I don't think he even got hit by the car, sir.
And coming up at 7 a.m., legal expert Dan Abrams weighs in live with what both sides need to accomplish in their closing arguments. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better. So this is better. That too. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Dupixent's not for sudden breathing problems. It helps prevent asthma attacks. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue or throat swelling, wheezing or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma. Also approved as an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled, and with a specific marker of inflammation.
Now, the Morning Sprint.
Time is 6:52. It's time for your morning sprint. We start with your national news. Chaotic scenes in Ahmedabad, India this morning as officials are trying to piece together exactly what happened after an Air India flight that was heading to London crashed shortly after takeoff. The flight was carrying 242 passengers and crew members, and officials have confirmed that all have died. According to an aviation tracker, the flight lost signal less than a minute after takeoff. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation, but experts say they will first be looking into whether the plane was properly configured.
And at 6:52, talking sports, Mariners taking the L for the third day in a row. They lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks last night, 2-5. Maybe they'll have a better chance with some luck tomorrow when they take on the Cleveland Guardians. And at 6:53, the top 5 local things you need to know this morning, starting in Kennewick, where fire crews are battling an apartment fire in the 900 block of North Cleveland Street. Kennewick Fire asking people to avoid the area right now as they continue to work the scene. Top-story residents of that apartment building were seen jumping out of the apartment windows trying to escape those flames. We did get an update from authorities just minutes ago saying there were some minor injuries reporting, but everyone in that apartment complex was able to get out in time. Still a very active scene. The cause of the fire under investigation right now.
And in Kennewick, a multi-agency SWAT operation ended in 3 arrests. Detectives had tracked 1 wanted suspect to a home on West 4th Avenue, and 2 more people who also had felony warrants were also taken into custody. The charges are tied to past criminal history and drug offenses.
And take a look at your screen. In Yakima, police are looking for this woman who they believe took 6-year-old Kleber Roden Rodriguez. And they believe that Maribel Rodriguez Perez, right there on your screen, took that little boy out of state without permission. 2 last seen boarding a Greyhound bus to Los Angeles on June 4th. Authorities say multiple agencies are involved. That's the little boy they're looking for right there on your screen now.
And the manhunt for Travis Decker, the Wenatchee father accused of killing his 3 young daughters, continues in Chelan County. The U.S. Marshals have joined the search, launching a nationwide effort to track him down. One sheriff saying there's nowhere that Decker can hide.
And in Richland, crews responding to a large house fire. Details still limited on this, but what we know right now is firefighters from Richland, Kennewick, Pasco, and Benton County all arriving on scene. We do believe, according to crews on scene, that this home is a total loss. Ladder truck also brought in, you see it right there, trying to attack that fire from above. Richland police responding. No word on if there were any injuries or if anyone was home or able to get out. The cause of the fire under investigation. We'll keep a close eye on it. All right, 6:55, trending this morning, a love letter written by the Beatles frontman, now up for auction.
John Lennon wrote this love letter to his future wife, Cynthia Powell, in 1962. This is when he was 21 years old, while the band was playing their first residency in Hamburg, Germany.
The letter starts off with him expressing his feelings. He says he wishes he was on his way to her flat, but it quickly turns inappropriate, and we'll just leave it. It turns inappropriate.
a little smutty.
Yeah.
So we're not going to read those parts, but I'm sure you can find them on the internet if you're so inclined to. Also, in the letter, though, also he spoke about a former band member's death and complained about Paul McCartney's snoring.
He covered a lot in that letter.
Goodness, the tea in there.
I know. The letter will go up for auction at Christie's in London on July 9th, and it's expected to fetch up to $54,000.
Lennon and Powell married soon after 1962. They had a son and divorced 5 years later.
Wild.
You know, it's smutty. I like how it's being commonly used now as a term. Like, it should be in the dictionary. Probably will be at some point.
Oh, I'm
soon.
sure.
But I don't know who has money to blow on things like that. Probably a fanatic, a Beatles fanatic.
A big Beatles fanatic, yeah.
I don't even feel comfortable saying that.
I know,
word.
you didn't
Just so inappropriate.
just it's a little inappropriate.
Yeah.
Get us out the door. It's going to be another warm one. I know you're tracking some fires as well and some wind.
Yes, absolutely. The dry air and the winds, that combination has already started one fire overnight, or actually several fires overnight, but this is the newest and the biggest one in southwestern Walla Walla County, outside of Touchy off of Hatchbraid Road. The unofficial acreage estimation around 4,000. I know that number is going to change, and we are continuing to work hard to try to get any information about that fire. Right now, you see the winds coming out of the north, or excuse me, coming out of the south and west, so that would push the fire perimeter, you would think, to the north and east. And then in the Kittitas Valley, those winds shooting down the mountain gap out of the north and west. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevation, 70s and 80s a little bit later today. Going to be a nice day if you look past the fire risk. That's going to be pretty hard, especially in the Kittitas Valley over the next couple of days. And again, it's going to be those same ingredients. We'll have dry air, dry vegetation, and those strong wind gusts. So fires could start and spread very quickly. We need everyone to be on their P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety, but especially in the Kittitas Valley.
And we have all those tips up on our website, too.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find more at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America's up next. We'll, of course, be back tonight at 5 with your local news and weather.
Have a great day.